Hi everyone and welcome back. So in today's video my mom chose my November TBR, so I got to choose 10 books and let's just say it's interesting, so I thought I would share what she chose. So let's just get into it. Okay, so first book is How to Kill Men and Get Away with It. She actually chose this book for me for another video that you would have already seen where she chose my reads for a week, but I didn't have time to read it, so we've moved it on into this one because I also have another video planned that hopefully I'll be reading some of these books in, so we'll hopefully most likely be seeing this book in that one. But this has been on my TBR for way too long. I just need to get it read because it has been on my August and October and technically September. It just needs to get read. It needs to get done. Like, it's been 3 months in a row, technically 4 now. Next we have A Wildfire. So this is the second book in the series. The first book is Icebreaker. This I've heard so many good things about at the moment. From like what I'm hearing, it's made me want to read it so bad. And I got the Works special edition. Like, look how stunning this is. I absolutely love it. This is Russ and Aurora's story. Aurora we didn't see in Icebreaker, I don't think, but Russ we did. But I can't wait to finally get to this, finally read the story. And I mean the cover as well, I can't wait to read it. Then we have Not a Happy Family. This author wrote The Couple Next Door. Now I haven't read it, but I've heard a few things about it and I do own it. This one does sound really good. I've had this for years and have just never actually picked it up, so I think it is about time. It's one of those books that was like put on the back burner kind of thing. So this is a mystery thriller, I believe, and it does say in this family everyone is keeping secrets, even the dead. The quite wealthy enclave of Brooklyn Hill, an older couple is brutally murdered hours after a tense Easter dinner with their 3 adult children, who of course are devastated. Or are they? Each stands to inherit millions. They were never a happy family thanks to their vindictive father and neglectful mother, but perhaps one of them is more disturbed than anyone knew. Did someone snap after the dreadful evening, or did another person appear later that night with the worst of intentions? That must be what happened. After all, if one of the family were capable of something as gruesome as this, you'd know, wouldn't you? But yeah, that just sounds absolutely great and so much fun in the sense of reading. And I can't wait to read it because, like I said, it also has been on my physical TBR for way too long. Then we have Forget Me Not. So this has been a book that has been going around quite a lot recently, which has made me even more intrigued because I have heard many good things about it. When Amma lands the job of her dreams, a headline-grabbing wedding for a glamorous influencer and her fiancé, it's her biggest job yet. But the florist is none other than Elliot Bloom, Amma's ex, the man whose heart she broke 2 years ago, the man who she hasn't spoken to since. Can they get through the wedding without killing or kissing each other? So this sounds like a second chance romance, something to do with a wedding. Now, wedding themed books aren't specifically normally my thing. I just feel like this might focus too much on the wedding. I'm not going to assume that though. But I am very excited and I absolutely love this cover. It is stunning. Okay, next we have The Serial Killer's Wife. Now this is the second book in the series. I do have the first called The Serial Killer's Daughter, which I'm going to maybe automatically add on to my TBR so I can try and read this one and this one. But my mum did say if I don't want to read both, just switch them. So that is what I'm going to do. So this is on my TBR for now. I'm hoping to get to the first one as well. But she did say if I want to, I can switch them because they both sound interesting. So this one, obviously I don't know if they're connected. That is the problem. I don't know if they follow on from each other. But this one says every marriage has its secrets. Beth and Tom are the envy of their neighborhood. They have the perfect marriage, the perfect house, the perfect family. When the police knock on the door one evening, Beth panics. Tom should be back from work by now. Wifey's crashed his car. She fears the worst, but the worst is beyond imagining. As the interrogation begins, Beth will find herself questioning everything she believed about her husband. They're saying he's a monster, and they're saying she knew. Actually, that sounds really good. I'm just hoping that it's not like it doesn't follow on, because otherwise I've probably just ruined something for myself. Although it doesn't sound like I have, but it does sound really interesting, and I love my mystery thrillers. I just don't pick them up often enough. I have been picking them up a lot more than what I used to. I just don't pick them up as much as I would like to. So this is going to be a great start. Okay, then we have The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. So I loved Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, one of my favourite fantasies, if not my favourite. And I then heard, I think, Mortimer Mary talking about this one, if I remember correctly, and it does sound really, really interesting. Not my type of thing, so that I would never normally pick up, but definitely something that I am intrigued to try. One final letter, his last wish, go and be with her. Beckett, if you're reading this, well, you know the last letter drill. You made it, I didn't. Get off the guilt train, because I know if there was any chance you could have saved me, you would have. I need one thing from you. Get out of the army and get to Telreed. My little sister Ella's raising the twins alone. She's too independent and won't accept help easily, but she has lost our grandmother, our parents, and now me. It's too much for anyone to endure. It's not fair. So if I'm gone, that means I can't be there for Ella. I can't help them through this, but you can. So I'm begging you, as my best friend, go take care of my sister, my family. Please don't make her go through it alone. Ryan. So this definitely sounds very sad, but also very interesting, and something that is going to hopefully be very gripping. Next up we have Need Me by Tessa Bailey. So I haven't heard anything about this, if I'm being completely honest. Just one day I saw it in the works and I picked up the whole series, which was probably a mistake, you never know, but that's just something I do. This does look really interesting though, like just by the cover. I've never actually really looked at the cover before. Honestly, I don't know what it's about, I'm going to be completely honest, but it does look interesting, I'm going to say. Okay, next we have 8 Perfect Hours. So I heard a few things about this, but it's not a very popular book as far as I know. I could be wrong, but I haven't really heard many things about it. Again, this is a book that I saw in the works and just sounded and looked really interesting. So when Noelle and Sam's lives collide one snowy evening, they spend 8 perfect hours stuck side by side, believing that they'll never see each other again. But soon their lives become entangled in ways they never expected, and it's going to change everything. So that's all you really get, which I suppose is good, but I'm very, very excited to read this one as well. Then we have Drunk on Love. So I saw Sophia from Sophia K talking about this book, and I again saw it in the works, and I'm very excited to read it. This does look more like a summary book, but I mean, I am a seasonal reader, but not all the time. I know what it's about, but it just looks interesting, so I'm excited. And then finally we have Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. This book I have been meaning and wanting to get to for a while. I am very excited for this because it's the last book in the series, and the only thing is because I've waited so long to read it, I've ended up hearing bad things about it, that people were disappointed because this was the most anticipated book, the book that they was really excited for, like I am, but then they're disappointed by the way it was like perceived, or you know, the way it was like written and things. So it is making me scared, but again, I am very excited to read this, and I am sad but also excited to end out the series, and like an end of a chapter. So those are all the books. Hopefully sometime this month you'll be seeing a video from me where I do read some of these books. I think I have mentioned it once, I'm not sure, but I am not going to mention it here. I'm going to keep it as a surprise if you don't know already. But that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I would hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye.